Hello, Scorpio, and welcome to Cosmic Brew Tarot. I'm Oscar, and this is going to be a 2024 reading. We're doing by the way, I owe these readings to you and four other signs. I started doing these at the beginning of January, and yeah, I wasn't able to continue because I got wrapped up in a bunch of side projects, and I'm going to be moving house soon, so there's kind of a lot going on my plate, but and I've just been feeling bad that I haven't had a chance to get around to this, so I'm getting around to it now. So yes, this is going to be a reading for 2024. We're going to be doing a retrospective first of the lessons that you've learned in 2023 and things that you've experienced, and then we're going to do a 2024 section, which is going to be all of the things that you are going to be integrating and incorporating from these lessons in 2023 so that you can have an even better 2024. So, to do that, I will be using a combination of the Spellcaster's Oracle with the Tarot of Dreams, and I'm going to be doing four specific areas. I pulled these out of the Spellcaster's Oracle, so this is so these won't be coming up, but yeah. So we have we're doing the areas of love, we're doing the area of career, prosperity, yeah, and new beginnings. Okay. So with that, let's get started. I hope that your 2024 has gotten off to a fabulous start. That your intentions are coming to fruition. And as a reminder, this is a general collective reading for the sign of Scorpio, which means that not everything is going to apply to you. Take things as they resonate. It is a great time to train your intuition and your discernment to ensure that you are taking the energy that pertains to you and leaving what does not, because you do not need to be picking up other people's energies. You have enough to deal with already on your own. Okay. All right. So for Scorpio in love 2023, what was the main theme here? Empowerment. Ooh, yes. All right. Well, then this is showing me like you have had a hell of a 2023 where you have really learned how to stick to your guns, where you have learned what matters to you, what your values are, where you've stood up for yourself and you've said, this is what I'm willing to accept and this is what I'm not willing to accept. Okay. Love that. Let's see what the tarot wants to say about that. Let's clarify. 3 cards for empowerment love. We have the Nine of Cups in reverse. We have lots of cards flying out. Oh shit. Sorry. Okay, it's too many cards. Too many cards. Too many cards. I'm not taking all of this. Though I want to peek. Okay. I don't think any of that I can. Okay, let's see. 2 more cards, 3 more cards, 3 more cards, 2 more cards, 2 more cards, 2 more cards for Scorpio. Oh, these just don't want to come. Okay, let's do these. The Lovers in reverse and the Ten of Wands in reverse with the Nine of Cups in reverse. Okay. Well, yeah, we're definitely you've definitely been dealing with themes of personal contentment versus the contentment of others, right? And you've been noticing the distinct lack of harmony between these forces, right? So when I see all of these cards in reverse, especially with the lovers right here in the center, I think you really started noticing like what kind of people or like your connections, how are they actually contributing to your overall sense of well-being versus how are they weighing you down. When I see a 10 of wands in reverse, I'm really seeing this culmination of, oh my God, I have been carrying out this way of being for so long, and now I'm just ready to finally put it all down. I am exhausted. I'm ready to release it. It's I just, but I don't even know what to do. It feels like a bit of, it feels like you've had to deal with a lot of different conundrums in 2023 when it comes to, basically, I mean, when I look at this, I see a them or me choice, them or me mentality of like, how much do I keep sacrificing of myself for this connection that doesn't feed me back in the way that I need it to, that doesn't empower me, that doesn't actually give me exactly what I'm looking for. So, you know, if this was attached to any other, if these three cards were attached to anything else other than empowerment, I would have been like, man, you really went through, you you've struggled a lot. But I think in this case, the struggle that you have gone through, because I'm not saying that you haven't struggled, but at least what you took away from that struggle was a sense of like, this is who I am, this is what I'm worth, and this is what I will and I won't accept. So good for you. Career in 2023. What did Scorpio learn? What did the collective of Scorpio learn for career in 2023? What did they experience? Animals. Okay, so when I see a card, when I see the animals card, we're obviously not talking like, oh, you have a career in animals. Although, hey, maybe I'm talking to a veterinarian right now. Or an animal rescue person. But no, what we're talking about here is dynamics of a group. In other words, and also a dynamic of yourself. So like there's a question here that I'm seeing of what is my natural calling, right? And how do I fit into an overall ecosystem? How do I work in this space? Is this space working for me in the way that I work for it? Am I with the correct group of people? Are we a ragtag team, but we still function? Or are we just at each other's throats, dog eat dog style? Get 3 cards for animals, 3 cards for animals. Get some clarifiers in here. We have the Ace of Wands. Yeah. So inspiration. 10 of Coins. Legacy. And the 5 of Cups. Disappointments. Okay. You know, I'm seeing you really assessing in this. The opportunities that you have that are really sparking a sense of this is my purpose, this is what I should be doing, this is what's driving me, this is what's inspiring me, this is what's going to make this legacy, right? This is what's going to make me money, set me up for life, help me and my family and my loved ones, whatever, survive and thrive and, you know, set us up for an even better future. But then with the 5 of Cups, with disappointments, what are the sacrifices that have had to be made, or what are the realizations that have had to be made in the pursuit of a career that is both fulfilling and inspiring to you and lucrative to you? What are the sacrifices? What are the disappointments that have resulted from pursuing your your career goals. Hmm. I feel like that's going to be different for every single Scorpio watching this, obviously. Only you can tell me that, but it's definitely been something that you've had to deal with on an emotional level of like, wow, I have really let certain things go because or like I've had to give up so much in pursuit of this dream, this passion, this career oriented way of life. I've had to give up things that maybe were wonderful, that may and that have led you to a place of like, well, shit, I wish I could have done this differently, or I wish that this didn't have to go down the way that it did. But at the same time, it's like that's the circle of life, right? And I look at this animals card and I keep thinking like, well, that's just the way the cookie crumbles, right? Um, I don't know if you're in particular, you're just like, I don't know if I'm going to pick up the pieces later or if I'm just going to leave them scattered. But, the point is that I am focusing on me and making sure that I'm delivering on me and I'm delivering to the people that depend on me in my career, right? For prosperity, Scorpio has dreams. So definitely chasing after that coin. Again, I'm looking at that 10 of coins. I'm seeing somebody that is really, really focused that has been focused in 2023 on being more abundant, being more in flow, right? So all of this energy that you're putting towards your career is giving you back tenfold, right? That is it's going to be worth it to you. This is your dream. This is what you have strived for. You know, it's becoming more, and as I'm looking already, I'm definitely seeing like you've had to make sacrifices in the love department in order to empower yourself and get ahead on these things that are very important to you: your money, your career, your establishment, right? Your foundation. Not even just your foundation. I mean, when I see 10 of coins, we're not talking foundation. We're talking legacy. We're talking like this is going to set me up for life. For dreams, we have Page of Sword in reverse. Prosperity and dreams. Page of Swords in reverse. Five of coins. And the star in reverse. Oy. Oy. Okay, Scorpio. Is the way that you have been handling things the best way? No. I think that you have realized how much damage you have caused yourself and people that you may have disappointed or have ultimately not met your expectations, right? Like you maybe have had very high expectations of people. Um, to go from 10 of coins here in the middle of career to 5 of coins, half that basically in your prosperity and dreams, is telling me that there have been people that have fallen off the wayside. There have been relationships that have been damaged. There have been doors that have been closed. And this whole time, I feel like you were just following that dream. You're following that purpose, the calling, right? But I almost wonder if you've maybe like over sacrificed things, and you have put yourself in a place where you've shut yourself out of relationships that have left you feeling, when we look at the star in reverse, hopeless, in some kind of despair. I mean, and 5 of coins is the left out in the cold card, right? Like, you don't really belong here anymore, or at least you feel that way, right? I mean, this is a sanctuary. The story of the 5 of Cups is this is a sanctuary that is in existence, but all that this mother has to do, right, for her and her baby is suck it up and walk into the sanctuary and say, hey, I need help. But she doesn't feel that this sanctuary would even accept her. Now with this Page of Swords in reverse, I mean, this is maybe I didn't know as much as I thought I knew. Maybe my thoughts have really kind of like sabotaged a bunch of stuff, or like I overplayed a few things maybe, or I overthought, or it feels like you were just you realized how out of your element you actually were. And because it didn't align, because because whatever you were involved in wasn't something you could really quite understand and grasp, right? Like, it didn't click in neatly into your dream, into your goals and aspirations, because it didn't click neatly. You might have written it off very quickly, and you might have hurt some feelings in the process, and that in turn bounced back and has isolated you from people that maybe once in the past were rooting for you, or were supporting you, but maybe there was just something that there was some kind of disconnect here. There's definitely a disconnect where it doesn't, where it's like, I'm sorry, but like you, not Scorpio, but this is like Scorpio talking. You, other person, does not fit into my plans at this moment, and therefore I'm gonna just kind of put you over here away. And like, we don't belong together right now. And because we don't belong together right now, I can't fathom moving this further along a path to get to that point until I'm at that point first. But I don't know if I'm ever going to get to that point. I don't know if you'll ever get to that point. This is like I know that this is kind of like weirdly generic. I hope that I'm capturing this energy properly, but basically it's like, until I'm ready, I'm not moving forward, and so cut. It's like, hold on a second, stop. I'm not ready to handle whatever this is that I'm not ready to meet someone's expectations is basically kind of what I'm getting. And in doing so, has shut some doors and isolated you from people who did want what's best for you, but maybe just couldn't meet you in the way that you needed them to meet you, which was not at all. um, yeah, I don't know. It's like there's this sanctuary that exists. There are people that exist that would be willing to help you, but you just don't even really want their help. You feel like you've shut yourself off from it, and you would rather go at this alone. But I think what you've learned is that you can't, like, doing it in this way leads to a lot of I don't want to say bad karma, but just kind of missed opportunities, sadness, isolation. And how this relates to your prosperity. I mean, maybe because what I'm seeing with your career is like you've shot forward in a way, like you've made strides, but for some reason, maybe you could have made even more strides in a more holistic sense, like your entire life, not just your career, but your whole life would be even further ahead if you had been able to juggle um, relationships and other things that do bring a sense of abundance that isn't necessarily tied to career and money, but abundance in the sense of like love and support and a home and I don't know, fun, even, right? Friendship, advice, experiences. And that's just been kind of chopped off because you couldn't manage it while also handling the intensity of what you wanted for your career. Specifically, like, this is me, this is mine, this is how I make money, and this is how I show up to the table. And if I don't have that set, then what am I doing also juggling this? Because this is energy that I am using that could be better spent over here. And well, at the end of the day, like the energy that I'm spending here, I don't know where it's going to take me, whereas I know where this is taking me. So I need to focus all my energy here. And I'm sorry, like just hold off. And in holding off and putting off and putting off and putting off, I think you've disparaged um, some vital relationships that maybe could have, maybe in hindsight now you realize like, wow, that could have been even more beneficial, even more abundant for me. And I think that's part of why there's this 5 of Cups under your career. It's the sacrifices you've had to make and the disappointments that have led you to this point. Because then I go back to love and I see all of this. This is messy. This is a lot of disharmony, but you had to stand up for yourself, again, empowerment, and say, no, this is me and this is what I want. And sorry you couldn't handle that. You're not wrong to do that. You're not. Um, I hope that you aren't. You're not the villain that you maybe think you are if you are thinking that you're the villain. I don't see it that way because I see you as empowered. You are feeling good about it, but I also this is like, but even villains feel empowered, right? Like that's the whole point of their storyline. It's like, let me justify everything, all of the hardship and the heartbreak and the pain that I have caused, all of the struggle, all of the everything. I'm going to justify it by the fact that I have achieved what I wanted to achieve. The ends justified the means. But I think maybe you're realizing that maybe these weren't exactly the means I should have taken. I could have done things differently, but oh well, what's done is done. So I just have to kind of live with it and move on. And that's, that also places a question for you of, if the ends could have been met with different means, but I chose the means that I chose. How could I do this better in the future? Right? Because there is no turning back the clock on however things have played out. And you can sit there and let that replay over and over, or you can try and find a way to atone for it and do better in the future. But you do have to accept some responsibilities of what you have chosen to do. And I think that you're perfectly fine and prepared to do that. But at the same time, I think you're dealing with a lot of that feeling of those consequences. For new beginnings, protection. So yeah, I see in 2023 you were really protecting what you were striving for. You know, all of this that you've been trying to accomplish, and when I see this new beginnings, I go back to this Ace of Wands in your career. Aces are new beginnings, they're opportunities. And I mean, followed with the 10 of coins, I mean, I I would if there's a new beginning that provides you that level of like success and stability, yeah, you would want to find the right way to protect that. For protection, we have King of Cups in reverse. So some moodiness here. Four of Coins in reverse. Stingy and greedy. And then the Moon in reverse. Illusions. Okay. I feel like you had to protect your new future. The future that you were trying to create for yourself. I feel like you had to protect it from somebody who, I'm getting from this is someone who is just very jealous. Who's very jealous and was trying to get and siphon some of your energy to make themselves feel like they mattered more than they maybe merited. I see because this doesn't feel like it's your energy, but it definitely, I can see why you had to protect yourself from it. This was someone who definitely had an idea about quite an idea about what your relationship was that wasn't exactly your idea. You were definitely not on the same page with somebody, and you had to really protect your energy from it. And in doing that kind of protection, right? Um, I don't know. I mean, I don't know. I don't know if things were communicated properly or if things just got a little out of hand, or I don't know. I just feel like this was something that was just too high maintenance for you to handle, and because it was too high maintenance for you to handle, you had to give up. And in the act of giving up, you come out as the villain because you didn't put your best foot forward when somebody had all of the best intentions towards you. But even though they had the best of intentions for you, you weren't ready to receive those intentions. It was too much. It was overbearing. It was siphoning you. It was siphoning you and the energy that you needed for what you were trying to accomplish for yourself. And so you had to stand your ground on that. Well, that was a hell of a 2023. Let's see what we're going for 2024. 2024 in love. Hold on, sorry. These cards flew off my desk. All right. 2024 in love for Scorpio. We have passion. Yes. Yeah. We're looking. And you know, it's interesting because I see passion and I see the Ace of Wands right nearby from your. I think you're looking for the love that really stokes those fires of passion. You know, I mean, Scorpio is a very sexual sign. It's a very strong, passionate sign, right? Those emotions are intense. And, you know, when you have a drive this strong to create a legacy for yourself in your career, I can only imagine that, like, whoever you bring along with you in a love situation and relationship to join you in this legacy, in this creation, right, that you have built for yourself, there needs to be that same energetic drive to have a wonderful relationship, something that actually made all of this work and sacrifice worth it, you know. It's like you don't want someone that covets you. You want someone that you can covet. I don't think that you particularly coveted this past relationship. I think you maybe recognized it as a missed opportunity, but it was missed for a reason. It was missed for a reason because it just wasn't for you at the time. And I don't know if this is necessarily something that you're going to go back to. It doesn't seem like it. To me, this feels like there was a break, or it is breaking to this point where you're like, well, what I need right now is a passionate new start, whether it's with the person that I've been with for this entire time or just someone new. I need passion, right? Because if I don't have that passion, I'm not lifting I'm not going to give more of my energy. Again, you've protected your energy from this kind of like these high expectations or this romance or this whatever that of somebody who, yeah, maybe they really, really wanted you, but if at the end of the day, like they were causing too much of an energy siphon from you, it's like I can't have that in my life, and I'm here for that. I understand. Five of Swords, Seven of Coins, and the Nine of Swords. Ay, 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 ay. Scorpio. Okay. Five of Swords is the win at all costs card. Removing power away from people, even if you have to. Seven of Coins is the investment card, the planting a seed and then waiting to grow the crop, right? And then the Nine of Swords, anxieties, heavy anxieties, worries, keep you up at night. I don't think that this kind of passion is healthy. Um there's something that is so gross about this energy because it feels like it feels like manipulative almost. It feels like and I'm not saying that this is your energy. I'm not. Though let's just soak this in. Let's soak in this vibe, and then you need to be honest with yourself on whether or not this is you. Okay. This feels to me like I'm going to plant the seeds to get the person that I want, regardless of whatever lives I destroy or ruin or whatever. I'm going to create the situations that make people doubt themselves, make people make somebody so make someone doubt themselves, make someone change their path for this to exist. For because someone feels passionate enough towards this, they're creating a situation out of literally just complete fantasy, frankly. I mean, I'm setting this down and I'm going to see what happens. But what they're setting down is just so it's stripping somebody's power away like to this degree that it's disgusting. Unless this is like some interesting BDSM dynamic that's happening here like even that, because of this Nine of Swords, this existence of this Nine of Swords, it like it's not healthy. Even that doesn't feel like it's good for you. Um or good for the other person. It's just not good. This is not the kind of energy that I really want to see anybody in, regardless of how passionate you are towards it. It feels like a lot of unnecessary fighting for not a lot of gain. I don't know what you're going to learn about love in 2024, but it's not going to be a cute lesson. So I'm trying to give you whatever advice I can now to help ease that lesson from being harder for you so you're better armed for it, because this energy feels so jealous. It feels so jealous and based on nothing, based on little, rather. Disengage. Disengage. As soon as you start feeling these like really strong feelings of jealousy and revenge and stuff, either coming from you or you're getting that vibe from the other person, disengage, run, cut. Like, I don't care how good the sex is, Scorpio. No. You don't need this in your life. Stop. Stop. Just stop. That's your lesson for 2024. I hope that that helps you. Please, dear God. For career, you have trust in 2024. Okay. Let's get some cards for that. Oh. Trust. We have Palace of Swords. Oh, this card just flipped out. Palace of Coins in reverse. And the Four of Swords. So let's talk about these Palace cards, because this is like unique to this tarot deck. These represent the environments that the court cards, so the page, the knight, the queen, and the king of these suits, live in. So your career is definitely creating an environment here that is putting things into a higher perspective for you when it comes to questions of mental energy, especially because the Four of Swords card is the card of rest and contemplation and meditation. And especially in this one, it just feels like, oh, I'm tired. Like, when you have to spend mental energy, like back here, right, in your love situation, when you have to spend intense mental energy on something, like, is this going to work out? Are they cheating on me? What's really happening? Are they just playing a game with me? What do I do in retaliation? Like, when you have all of that happening in your head, you're not trusting your instincts. You're also not trusting the universe. You're not trusting the situation. You're not trusting the other person. There's no trust. There's a complete lack of trust. So in your career, which let's say that has gone way more successful, that has been successful for you in some way, I want you to think about, like, when you come home from your job, from your career, right? Do you think about it on the level like, does it bring you the turmoil that your love situation is bringing you? Because if it's not, that is the feeling that you should be feeling also towards your relationships, towards your love situations, is the feeling of, I don't have to worry about this because I can trust it. I trust that it has all of the best intentions for me, and I have all of the best intentions for it. I don't have to put mental energy on it, and therefore, instead of being exhausted, I can sleep soundly in peace. But Palace of Coins in reverse, which is about that, like, this, and it's interesting. This is like in the center of the three cards, just like the Ten of Coins was. back here in 2023. So this is telling me like your environment doesn't seem to be particularly financially stable. But it feels like there's a layer of trust that's coming here where you're able to see this from a higher perspective and say like, yeah, I might be struggling financially, but I can sleep soundly knowing that eventually this is going to pay off for me. I can trust this process. I trust where this is going. In your love situation, you cannot trust where this is going. This is causing you this turmoil and anxiety, and it might even be bleeding over into your career, which is not a good thing, which is why you should probably cut off situations like this back in 2023. So I want you to take these lessons and apply them here so that you can get to the place where like you're looking at things from a perspective of there's a flow. There's a flow, I'm good, and I can sleep soundly. That means that everything's in place. If I can't sleep soundly, I can't trust it. And this is completely separate from lack of financial stability. Just because you are not financially stable, right, does not immediately indicate that something is completely wrong and that something is not part of your path. Okay. It doesn't mean that, but like, again, if you can just I want you to be paying attention to where your mental energy is going. If you can be at peace, that's your answer. For prosperity, we have strength in 2024. 3 cards, please. The Hanged Man, the Tower, and the 8 of Cups in reverse. Okay, Scorpio. You know, uh, I'm sorry. Okay, here's what I'm seeing. I'm seeing by being stubborn and stalling, waiting, trying to just be like, well, I'll hang around and see how things go, or like I'm not gonna push any buttons. I'm just gonna hang back and let things play out. Or I'm gonna hang back and see how I feel, right, as things progress. The Tower is gonna come in. The Tower represents a very sudden change that the universe just brings in, right? So it's like this comes and crashes and tumbles a bunch of things down for you. And the 8 of Cups is do I stay or do I go energy. Your strength is going to be tested here, right? Because whatever you're holding out for, I want you to consider Is it a guarantee for you? Is it guaranteed in the bag for you that this is happening? Because if it's not, you might be waiting around for a grave disappointment. And then that disappointment, when it occurs, might still leave you thinking, well, do I keep sticking it out or what? Because I was so dead set on this being it, and now I'm not so sure. You might be taking a lot of time being patient, over patient, maybe on something. Um, you might be looking for perspectives and that are not, I don't know. That's that's difficult energy. I mean, it really just feels like it just feels like the longer you wait, the more the more possibility there is for something to be for like the rug to be snatched out from under you, and then you're still going to be left being like, okay, well, there's no rug now, and I might have tripped, but does that mean that this is done, or do I just stick this out still because this is where my money is going to be coming in, this is where the abundance and the flow and all of that's going to come in. And if you're waiting for a door to open for you, maybe the door that you had closed back in 2023, right? With looking back at this Five of Pentacles and Star situation with your dreams. I I don't think that that door is going to reopen. And the longer that you stay in this energy of like, well, maybe one day this door will reopen for me, or it will open in a different way. I don't really know what advice to give you here. I just know that you're gonna have a lesson in um waiting around too long and then being forced to react rather than act, then act accordingly. And when I look back over in here in your career for 2024, this Palace of Coins in reverse, right, is still it's like there's an environment here that is not financially stable. It's not lucrative. It's not quite, it's not it. It's not, I feel like there's something that you're clinging onto that you actually need to be letting go of before it all comes crumbling down on you. I don't want you to be stuck in a situation that you shouldn't be stuck in. All right, and for new beginnings in 2024 for Scorpio, we have friendship. Okay. Well, we are at least gonna find some people to share company with during this time. For no, sorry, Six of Cups in reverse. So clinging to the past, Two of Swords in reverse, confusion, stalemate. Hold on. And then the Two of Coins. Balancing priorities. Well, this is difficult energy still. I feel like any relationships that you're clinging on to from your past, I think you're in this process of, is this worth even keeping around anymore? If is it bringing me a sense of balance? And I think this is ultimately the big question for you, especially because, I look at this friendship card and this Two of Coins, and look how the posing is basically the same. It's kind of saying to me, yes, relationships are valuable, friendship is valuable, but at what cost? How much of it do I need to juggle? I look back at your 2023 where you had to like protect yourself from an overbearing energy, one that really wanted to siphon from you. And then over here, I see, okay, maybe they're not siphoning from you anymore, or other friends are not siphoning from you. So therefore, that's friendships that you can maintain, right? These are people that you can balance into your life, into all of this complication that's happening here, right? You can balance them in and they're not taking away from you, right? Now, is it extra effort? Yes. You do have to, in order to maintain relationships, even friendships, there is a certain level of effort that is required, right? And you can have them be in balance with your needs and lifestyle, where it's like, okay, I can give this much and have it give back to me, but I can't put in more than I am able to currently give, because otherwise I'm going to be caught in this kind of feeling of, do I cut this off because it's not really, it's too much for me right now. Like, if it's too much for me today, will it be too much for me tomorrow? Is it going to be okay for me to just kind of be like, hey, listen, I'm sorry, like right now I'm just kind of going through this and that. I would love to be able to catch up sometime. uh don't keep people around out of a sense of obligation to the past, is something I'm getting from here, because I think that there are still people from your past that might be causing you to feel out of balance. You're going to be in a, especially with these new beginnings, you're going to be in a rebalancing here for sure. Whatever avenue of your life you're starting to see success in is where you're going to find the friend or friends that are going to be able to support you, because these people that are successful, or like these people that are in the circle that you are successful in, as you get to know them, are going to share how they're successful in other arenas of their life, which then in turn gives you the ability and perspective to shift, to give you ways of managing other areas of your life so that they are more successful than all of this crap that I have pulled for you. I feel like your friends are going to, and carefully selected, curated, right? And in the field that you are the most successful in are going to be the ones that get you through some difficult times. But don't keep people around out of a sense of obligation to the past. Definitely don't do that. Not saying that you can't have them around, but pay attention to how they are pulling from your energy. You know, again, I go back to this Four of Swords and trust. Can you trust that this friendship is okay without having to put in additional input? Like, do you have to clean up? Do you have to clean up? Do you have like things to work out? I don't know. It's like it's trying to be like you need to have uncomplicated friendships right now that feel more in line and in tune with the new life that you are creating for yourself, right? I mean, you've fought hard enough for it. Make it happen, right? Your card from the Cosmic Journey Oracle is card number 13. Every cycle is a higher opportunity. This is your final piece of advice. Let's give it a read. I already like where this is going. Each and every turn in the cycle of life is a new way of coming back to your truest essence, the one you've always held sacred. This is your cosmic blueprint, being expressed more wisely and fully with each turn of the spiral. You keep coming back to the same things you've always loved, but with new insights and experience. There are cycles within cycles within cycles in all of nature. If you bring awareness to your life, you will find patterns of when to plant seeds and when to harvest ideas. Where is the pattern in this current situation? The clues were always there. What you loved as a child is typically your deepest soul level expression. Now, with new eyes, skills, talents, and resources, you can bring this to life in a whole new way. And it doesn't have to be just one thing, because your unique genius is a perfect combination of everything that makes up you. A journaling prompt or a question to meditate on. What did I love as a kid, and how can I bring more of this energy back into my life? And an action to help you manifest. Set up a play date for yourself. Mark it on your calendar and simply create a day of exploring what you loved as a kid. You know, and now that I read that, you know, the Six of Cups is a card of childhood as well, and nostalgia. And I am getting a sense that having a little bit of additional playful energy and reconnection to something a little more baseline for yourself is going to be a good grounding experience for you, especially as you navigate the challenges that might be coming up in your adult life. So when it comes to love and sex, and when it comes to your money and your finances and your well-being and your career, I think what we're looking for is mental peace, right? The ability to just like sit back, relax, kick back with people that you can balance with, people that exalt you, that make you feel better about yourself, make you feel stronger and more capable, even when you have hardships, even when life knocks you down, even when people come around trying to take advantage of you. You have a center in this spiral, right? And that's your heart. You know what's meant for you. So connecting to something from your childhood, something that does bring you that nostalgic feeling of just like, let me just kick back and enjoy something. Even if it's just for a day, you can give yourself a day to do that. And then I would be curious to hear like what your takeaway is from an experience like that, and like how does that shift your perspective? The Hanged Man, going back to your prosperity and strength, the Hanged Man is also a question of holding off and looking at things from a different perspective, hanging yourself upside down on purpose. Take a breather, take a time out, give yourself a moment to rediscover the things that really truly do matter to you, because maybe that could be a tower moment for you, a more beneficial tower moment than letting the world really come in and ruin something for you that you had a bunch of high hopes and expectations. The tower moment could instead be the aha moment of, oh, this is what I should be doing. And mind you, it's still going to be a bit challenging. You're still going to have this feeling of like, do I keep pursuing the thing that I wanted to pursue, or do I just do I change course? Do I alter my course in some way? I don't maybe not need to make a complete change, but do I need to re-envision my life in a way that suits me better? That brings me that peace of mind and clarity that I need to bring about the success that I'm seeking. Because I'm seeing so much stress and anxiety and challenges that I think a big theme for 2024 is what's actually worth it to me. What is worth what? Is it fair to me? Is it fair to me? And I think it's time to start first with being fair to yourself and allowing yourself a moment to just hang out and be with yourself and enjoy something and look into that in a deeper way. How do you feel doing it? How calm and collected and clean are your thoughts when you're doing something like this? Because that is the kind of state that you ideally want to seek from your relationship and your career path and your finances and your friends and all of that. You want things to be in better balance, you know? Find the things that are in balance, find the things that you love, pursue those. Just, and keep protecting your energy. Protect your energy wisely. This also feels like, wanting to open up your energy, but not too much. I think that that's fair. Anyway, let me know in the comments if this has helped you in any way. Please like, share, comment, subscribe. And until next time, thank you for being a part of this wondrous cosmic brew. Take care, Scorpio.